know, Ford is great at creating a need and then filling it. The two best examples, the Mustang and the Bronco. This is the new Bronco, and people just going crazy over this thing.
I'm Teresa Contreras of LGE CTS Motorsports, and sitting here right behind me is my 1968 Ford Bronco. I pretty much grew up in the back of a Bronco. I literally have pictures of myself 2, 3 years old, hanging out, working on cars with my parents. I always say it's this like fearless spirit that you feel like when you're in a Bronco, you can pretty much go anywhere.
You know, prior to the Bronco, when people wanted to go off-roading, nothing like this really existed. Then an African-American gentleman named McKinley Thompson Jr., he was the designer of the Bronco. And he came out with a car that had 6-cylinder, 3 on the tree. It had a radio. It had a rear view mirror, it had a top, it had roll-up windows. These things didn't really exist in that market before. So in a sense, it was kind of like the first luxury off-road vehicle.
So it's pretty cool when you get a phone call from Ford and they ask you to work on someone's vehicle like Jay Leno. It was cool sitting down with Jay and really hearing what he wanted to do, because you're building a vehicle for a person. And so you really want to hear what inspires them, why they wanted to do it.
We put that Shelby GT500 motor in it, the 760 horsepower engine, which it's a little overkill, but it's really fantastic.
He was excited about the build. He gave us direction and he said, do what you do. I think he liked it.
Okay, enough talk. Let's take a look at the Bronco in action. Check it out.
Welcome back for the fourth and final chapter in our show, and in my humble opinion, the headline act. We stand here with the all-new 2021 Bronco, brought back to life on its 55th anniversary this past August. To get the lowdown on this beautiful beast, please welcome Jeff from the Bronco team. Hi, Jeff. Welcome to our SEMA Show special. How's it going?
It is going great, Kelly. I am really excited to be here.
So, Jeff, I hear you're going to tell us more about one of the things that makes Bronco so special.
That's right, Kelly. I'm going to talk about something that sets this vehicle apart. It's mind-blowing modularity.
Okay, Jeff, why don't you explain to our viewers at home what you mean when you say modularity?
Sure thing, Kelly. This vehicle was designed to be modular. That means that all of these parts around me can be easily removed, replaced, or swapped out. It is the ultimate invitation to the customization community, whether you're a seasoned pro or you're just getting started. Let's rewind back and dig into some of the basics, removing the doors and the roof. This is a hallmark of the 1966 model and wouldn't be a Bronco without it. Not only do these come off easily, but the front panels can also be stored in the trunk. We wanted owners to be able to make the decision out on the road no matter what the weather throws at them. But it goes way beyond the doors and the roof. Bronco has been designed to give drivers total control over their vehicle's components. Now let's dig a little deeper. We designed Bronco to be modular in 3 major areas: the front fenders, and the rear quarters. On the front, the grille architecture is pretty unique. You can wake up one Saturday morning and decide you want to give your Bronco a new face. And you can change it from one design to the next by yourself with hand tools. You also have total control over what you want out of the modularity. You could attach a new grille to increase airflow and better cool the engine, or you could just pick a new one because you like the way it looks. Either way, you can make modularity your own. And with the modular front bumper, you can take the end caps on and off to provide more off-road clearance. The front fenders and the fender flares are 2 separate pieces, so they can be individually customized. And it's quick to remove the flares. Whether you're prepping for a trail crawl and adventure, or you just want to change the look of your vehicle, the side steps and rock sliders are easy to remove, and changing between them is simple. They use the same attachment strategy. If you have side steps, but need the rock sliders for an off-road adventure, it is a piece of cake to swap. In the rear, Quarter panels can be replaced with different ones that have wider wheel arches. You see, it doesn't really matter if the front fenders are modular, but if you can't change the wheel arch shape in the rear, you just have a funky looking ride. And it's a snap to do. Ours are bolt-on. The competition is a re-weld. Other vehicles require a plasma torch and a welder. This can be done with a hand wrench.
All right, we've taken a look at the possibilities. Let's take it even a step further and see how far we can push the brand new Bronco. Jeff, why don't you tell the people at home what's the story here?
By all means. Bronco's modularity means your customization options are almost limitless. There is a full line of factory-backed accessories for more off-road capability, personalization, and style. The tube doors are maybe the most exciting accessory. The 4-door kit allows you to get the most out of your off-road adventures with an open-air experience. The removable fender flare kit gives you more options to suit your needs. Fender flares are available in 3 styles: Havoc, with the more aggressive styling, as well as Extend a Fender and a pocket style. The fender flares are removable, and it isn't just for style. You can pop them off on the fly so you can navigate tighter trails. Now let's take a look at the shoes on this horse. We can swap these out with larger tires and beadlock capable wheels. You can go from a 16-inch to an 18-inch wheel, and this is amazing, from a 255mm wide tire to a 315mm wide tire. So it doesn't take much to go from a base Bronco to a badass off-road desert runner. If you need an extra hand, the winch is there to get you out of a pinch. It attaches to the modular front bumper with a winch mounting kit. When it comes to the bumper, wherever you see bolts, you can customize. I'm talking safari bar, dune flags, additional shields, lights, GoPros, and so much more. Imagination, welcome. You can also light up your Bronco with the mirror-mounted off-road light kit or cube lights. This is like being a kid in a candy store.
Thanks, Jeff. It's awesome to see the potential for Bronco customers here in the studio. But the Bronco team wanted to prove it for real, to show how easy this could be done. So they took the Bronco into the shop last weekend for a couple of hours and went to work. Folks, it's time for the final project build of the night. Let's take a look.
Here we are, gang, out in the desert in California. And here is our Bronco project build. Please welcome a special guest from Ford Design, Ryan Olsson. Ryan, how's it going, man?
Doing great, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course, man. I'm really excited. I have a deposit down on a Bronco, 4-door, not 2-door. Talk about just the history of how Bronco came to be here in 2021.
Since the 60s, kind of, the original Broncos, the whole story has been about modularity, right? And the 2021 should be no different. Throughout the development of the vehicle from day one, from the bottom of the company to the top of the company, modularity has been on a little Post-it note and on everyone's monitor, and that's just kind of been the ethos of the vehicle. And what that does is it allows these customers to make the vehicle exactly the way they want it, right? Broncos, just like the customers that drive them, there shouldn't be any two that are the same, right? So everything's a little bit different. So this particular theme we've been itching to get out since day one. It's kind of designed around a person who wants to Monday through Friday daily drive their Bronco and then skip out of work a couple hours early on Friday and let it rip on the weekends. So one of the unique things about this is that it's 100% reversible, right, with that modularity. So you can take your daily driver and convert it to this and bring it right back. You don't have to cut, weld, use tape or anything like that, right? And the things you're going to notice, I mean, obviously right off the bat is these radically narrow fenders, right? You don't have the fender flares. And they're made out of lightweight, impact-resistant materials. So what you can really do is you can bolt these on Friday, and then you can leave your pretty fenders at home. Just like the original Bronco Roadsters, we've got the cut-down door. 2 reasons for that. One is, looks awesome.
Yeah.
2 is you can see your wheels when you're actually in an off-road situation, right? Yeah, much easier to get out and look and see what you're about to not hit, right? So you also see these enlarged trail sights, right? These are 3D printed titanium.
Wow.
So incredibly light, incredibly strong. We've done the same thing with the interior grab handles, as you can see on this side here. And even the center console grab handle, that third point of contact for the customer, that's 3D printed titanium as well. And included in there are some really cleverly hidden tools for when you're out on the trail, right? So everything you need is in the vehicle for you. And then, you know, like you said, come Sunday night, you can set it back to your showroom vehicle.
Thank you so much, Ryan. This thing looks epic. I love it. And again, I know all the fans of SEMA are just chomping at the bit to get theirs. So, but would it be very Bronco of us to just talk about how good the Bronco looks without getting our hands dirty, would it? So we picked 4 lucky reservation holders to join Kelly out at a local off-road spot where we put Bronco through its paces, no pun intended, for our personal off-rodeo event. Safe to say, we gave them a good time and taught them some new tricks along the way, and definitely gave them a taste of what it will be like when they take charge of their vehicles. How about it? Want to see what happened? Let's send it.
I'm Kelly Edwards, and I'm here on the scene at Holly Oaks ORV Park. We've picked 4 lucky customers to join us here to put the Bronco through its paces. What they didn't know is that we'd also be testing their off-road and co-piloting skills. So let's introduce you to your driver. 5-time Ultra 4 champion and 2-time King of the Hammers winner. That's right, it's Loren Healy.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really, really excited to be here and looking forward to ripping up the course a little bit.
All right, let's go.
Here's your course map. You gotta tell me where we're going, all right?
Okay.
Oh, right.
To the right, good job, good job.
Looks like it goes to the left.
All right.
Left?
Up, all right, let's go up.
Wait, oh.
Hey, you ready for some water crossing?
Oh, yeah, let's do it. Down the straight right to the left.
I have a feeling this thing is not going to be as clean when we get back.
Ooh, yeah, there we go. That's where we're going. Keep talking, everybody. Where are we headed?
All right, yes, up the hill.
Up the hill, let's do it.
You got to teach me how to drive like this. Was it everything you expected?
Oh, everything and more. It was just incredible. This is my first time doing anything like this.
How was your ride?
It was great. It was fast. It was incredible. It was amazing. The Bronco is just great out there. It handles fantastic. It's definitely in a league of its own.
How do you think this experience measured up to you being a new Bronco owner?
I think it's going to be a lot harder waiting till next summer.
Amazing to see the Bronco in its natural habitat out there. And of course, hilarious to see the reaction of the passengers with Loren at the wheel. He's a very capable driver. I know that was a ride they won't soon forget, Kelly.
Not at all. For folks at home, now you know how we reserve special treatment for our reservation holders. So if you want to place a reservation, just visit the Bronco page on Ford.com to find out more.
Guess what? Right now, as you're watching this show, the Bronco is back in the desert, racing at the Baja 1000.
Indeed, and our very own Shelby, who you met earlier in the show, is back behind the wheel of the Bronco R for this most epic of long-distance races. We caught up with the team while they were preparing for the race. Take a look.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Shelby Hall here.
I'm Jason Scher, and we're in beautiful San Felipe, Baja, California.
We have spent the last year working so hard to dial everything in.
I cannot tell you how excited I am to be part of the Ford team for 2020 to take on this enormous challenge of the Baja 1000.
Baja is the toughest off-road race that there is.
Pumped that we got four-wheel drive because there are rocks and whoops and sandy hills that are going to be a challenge to get through this whole course.
At the end of the day, it's man, machine versus the desert.
Follow along. Thanks for all your support. We'll see you guys at the finish line.
Let's have some fun.
Awesome, truly awesome. Good luck to Shelby and the team. Well, that's all for the moment, but there's more coming from Ford. So while we're done for the evening, keep your eyes open for more news ahead. We hope you've enjoyed seeing these epic rides as much as we have. Thanks and congratulations to all our builders for the work that's gone into these awesome creations. And thanks to everyone for tuning into Ford Auto Night's SEMA Show Special. If you want to know more about any of the vehicles featured tonight, just click the link below, which will take you to our Auto Nights page with all the relevant info. It's all there. Just scroll down and you can watch all this again on demand if you missed anything early on.
And it doesn't stop tonight. We're back tomorrow with something slightly different. Not only is it live, it's also interactive. That's right, we're going to be live throughout the day with a series of interactive Q&A sessions featuring these vehicles and a bunch of great drivers, engineers, and builders. We'll be kicking the tires, lifting the hoods, and peeking under the metal to dissect these vehicles from top to bottom.
So that's it for now. Thanks for joining us at the Ford Auto Nights SEMA Show Special.